Hello, my name is Amanda Pond and I am the Flute Professor at Millikin University. Today I'm going to be talking about Kohler Etude number 8 in D minor. This etude gives us a really good opportunity to demonstrate a beautiful sound in all registers, to demonstrate a wide dynamic range, and our legato playing in general. One general thing about this etude to consider is its overall style, and we have some hints in this in the tempo designation at the beginning of the piece. It says tempo de valse, or a waltz, and there's a metronome marking given, which says dotted half equals 60, which tells us that the whole thing should be felt in one. And like a waltz, I don't know how many of you have waltzed before, but a waltz in general has a feeling of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So with an emphasis on 1 and lighter beats 2 and 3, which really gives a nice dance feeling to this. So I'm just going to play the opening of this with to try to demonstrate this 1, 2, 3 feeling. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's really something that you can use throughout this etude to make it really special. Some more specific things about this etude are the sound in general to pursue. We have these ascending slurs up to the 3rd octave that really you need to fill out with your air, and you really want to sing on the top note. And so this 3rd octave A can be a little pinched sounding. It can be a tricky note on the flute. And so you really want to experiment with a few things to change that quality. One thing you can do is to move your bottom lip forward a bit and to make a more pronounced ooh with your embouchure, to use a faster airstream, and then also to really think of lifting inside your mouth for a nice round sound. So rather than an E, a harsh A, you really want to think like a ooh. So again, just nice and round in your mouth. If you can actually make your mouth make vowels, and that changes the kind of sound that you create on the flute. And then don't forget a little vibrato on that nice high A, so it adds a little shimmer, and it really makes the overall sound much nicer. Another specific issue with this etude is the articulation. It's all generally slurred, but there's a wide variety of groupings. There are two-note slurs, and then you have these 6-note slurs throughout. So you really kind of want to highlight those a little bit. So after that top A, try not to. Don't make it over legato in a way. You really want to define the 2-note grouping a little bit. And then when you get to these 6-note groups, you want to play with the rhythm a little bit. This introduces a feeling of a hemiola, which is emphasizing 2 when you're in a 3 meter. And so this is a lot of fun, and you can play with it a little bit. So really, in the first opening 8 bars, you really have 3 very distinct articulations, and you really want to make the most of that variety. Another issue to consider in this etude are tempo changes. There are quite a few, and there are terms, Italian terms in this etude that are giving you hints about the character and the tempo you should take. And so it's always important to look up these terms and to get their definitions when you approach a new piece. So for example, più lento, which is at in the 4th line of this piece, means more slowly. So all of a sudden, you should slow down quite a bit. And that's followed by the designation a piacere, which means it's at the discretion of the performer. So you have quite a bit of freedom here. This is in measure 18, leading up to a rallentando, which means slowing, and diminuendo, which means getting quieter. So you really have 4 measures there where you are making up your mind, but you're essentially gradually getting slower and quieter. And then right after that, you have più vivo, which means more lively again, and you have a metronome marking there as well as a goal. But it's more lively, and con fuoco, which means with fire. So really here, it should be a lot of enthusiasm, fast air, and as lively as you can manage. And there's one more thing to consider with this etude, which is to be very careful about the key change at the end. You've gone to the parallel major, so from D minor to D major, and you're adding 2 sharps. and you're no longer playing B flat. So if you've been using thumb B flat in this etude, which I am and I recommend, then you no longer use that for this. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that these have been some helpful hints for you as you prepare this etude. I'm now going to play the etude for you, and I wish you the best of luck.